Well, hello, my friends. It is me, Kat, with A Better Life with Kat, and what we're going to talk about today is how to do simple menu planning and also some hacks for your morning routine. So, let's get on with it. I'm looking forward to saying hello to everyone. We might hear planes in the background because the Blue Angels fly right over this house, and this is their dress rehearsal today. So it'll be exciting. Maybe later I can get out and get some videos for you. So hi Terry from Georgia, Emanuela, hello, Lakatusu, Antonio Sasser, good morning, Holly at home, good afternoon from the UK, Donna Perry, yes you did catch me, and Kathy Whitaker, it's raining in Mississippi, zone is done, awesome. Marielle Forrest, hello. Ashley Buen 06, hello from Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Okay, wait. Green Gables Homestead, good morning. Kat and Larry. Hermit Housewife, hello. Two Marbles, good morning. Thunderbirds fly over my house in the summer. Fun stuff to watch. Yes, it is. Amanda Wood, hi from Oklahoma. Kevin and Christine Laburn, hi. Shirley Olick, good morning. It's gloomy outside in California, but you're ready for an exciting day inside. That's fun. Let's see. Roxy Wolf, good morning. Blue sky. Eva Lavasco, you made it. Yes, you did. St. Louis. Two Marbles. Bwahaha. Sing it. Lindsay Van Dusen from Northern Idaho. I see snow on the mountain. How beautiful. Leanne says, hello. Donna Reed, hi. Mr. B's on. Dickie Talmadge, good morning. Ashley Norris, hi from Alabama. Good morning from Susan Gooden in Oak View, California. Hi, Susan. Shelley K says hi. Ahmed Rahimo is a housewife from Algeria. Hello. Chriselle Swat. Wait a minute. Chriselle Swanch. Good morning. Just started routines this week. Loving your channel. Awesome. So happy to have you, Chriselle. Welcome. Farmer Meemaw. Hey, pumpkin head. You're so crazy. Mary Hester. Good morning. Darlene Howard. You made it. Kathy Whitaker. Hi, Mr. B. Ahmed Ramino. All my respect. Thank you, love. Rebecca West, hi from Oregon, payroll friend here. Did my morning routine this morning. Awesome. Lori A, hi. Carol Benny, afternoon. Susan Gooden, my first time live with you. Welcome, Susan. So happy to have you. Irene Hartwig, hello from Swan River, watching you while sitting by the fire. Ooh, it's snowing here today. Emmanuel Lakatusu, my zone is done too. I put a load of white in my entry for refreshing the walls. I put a hand of white. My zone is done too. I put a hand of white in my entryway, in my entry for refreshing the walls. I'm not sure that that's translating to me. Say that another way so I can understand in my little thickness. Angela Lee, but it sounds exciting. Angela Lee, just the advice you needed. Awesome. Santa Paula, California for Dickie Talmadge. Chevy Brown, yay, from Atlanta. Nina Kioski, good morning from Queensland, 1:43 a.m. Girl, you better roll over and go to sleep. Virginia Smith, hi from Portland, Oregon. Mama Irma, hi from and good evening. And Mystical Heart, good morning from Tennessee. Okay, there's about 54 of you on here today. Don't forget to like this video if you love it. Thumbs up. If you haven't been subscribed before, please subscribe and hit the notification button so you get a notification each time I put something out. I put about 2 or 3 things out a day because I'm just prolific that way. And let's get going. Let's talk about the first thing on here. Good, Crystal Ott. You begin it. If you haven't begun it, watch the video on how to do the Flylady system for newbies. If y'all see a little spot right here, it's not chocolate milk or anything. It's a little fever blister. Sorry. Now it's perfect is morning in California. Roxy says, how do you do routines and zone work when on crutches? I need ideas. Lori, I keep watching your videos for encouragement, and boy, is it helping. Awesome. Okay. The first thing we're talking about today is, well, first let me say something. I think I said it in my video for tomorrow morning, but I'm going to say it again now because it's so important to me. Okay, wait a minute. Emmanuel is clarifying. She painted the walls white. Very good. Awesome. And Nancy Snyder totally got it. I didn't get it, but Nancy Snyder did. Let me get a speck off of here. Okay, you girls are wonderful. I love you so much. But I want to tell you something. I want you to remember this. My sister Marty's on here. Hi, Marty. I want you to remember this. When God created the earth, and one of the flybabies said this to me, I should go look and see who it was. And if it's you, let me know. When he was done, he didn't say, that's perfect. He said, that's good. It is good. So I don't want you to strive for perfection, because God made the world good, and it's a good world, and we can do things well, but we are not going to be able to do them perfectly or expect perfection in other people. Kathy Whitaker says, amen. All right, so let's get started. Okay, just keep that in your head, though. I thought that was a great one. Lindsay Van Dusen said amen. Awesome. All right, so the thing, I don't have my planner with me. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, what did I say? Remind me. I know we're talking about, simple menu planning. Mary Hester has a plan for a cobweb she just saw. We expect more from ourselves than others, Denise Latimer said. Terry says, perfect quote for my 12-year-old perfectionist. And Eva, thank you, Marty. My sister Marty's in the other room. She brought this to me. We're at my mother's. We're going to sit in the driveway and watch the planes when they start. Monica says hi. And Eva Lavasco says, yes, amen, hallelujah. Okay, let's get to going. Let's get to work. Rebecca West said, well, that went straight to my heart. Thank you for the reminder. You're welcome. I knew it went straight to my heart, too. It's like, oh, yeah, I love knowing that. It's so good. All right, so the first thing we're talking about is simple menu planning. I've had people say to me, Julie Phelps, Pat Fisher, you girls. Okay, I have had people say to me, I lay in the bed at night and in the early morning, and I read all the things that people say, and I put a little heart on there to tell you that I've seen it, right? And if you ask me a question, I'll do my best to put an answer. But one of the things I've been asked several times is I've got all these menus, all these recipes all over the place, and the menus, and it's overwhelming, and I can't do it, and I'm just a real failure at doing menus. And I thought about that, and I thought, yeah, if I had to go with menus, not menus, but recipes for everything I made, I would be miserable. So I want you to think about preparing meals during the week very simply, and mastering some simple techniques so that you don't have to have a recipe. So get yourself about 20 to 25 things that you can make like that, right? So let's talk about meat. I don't know whether you're vegan or you're carnivore or you're keto or you're classic. I don't know what you are, but I'm going to give you traditional meal samples, and you can fix it how you want for yourself and your family. But I just want to give you some ideas. So let's talk about meat first. Learn how to saute. Learn how to broil. Learn how to cook in the Instant Pot if you have one. Learn how to use your crock pot. There are so many ways. Learn how to fry a hamburger. Just, you don't have to fry it in deep fat and everything. You just fry it in its own fat in a skillet. Learn how to do that with meat. So think about all the ways you could prepare chicken, for example. You can bake chicken in the oven. Even pieces like thighs with the skin on. And if you don't want to serve the skin, take it off. I personally think the skin is delicious, crispy, but take it off. Figure out a way to make it. If you don't know how to make it, go look in a cookbook. If you don't have a cookbook, go online. Simple ways to prepare chicken, right? And saute. You can just put some olive oil in a pan. Put the little piece of chicken in there, cook it until it's done on one side, flip it over, cook it on the other side, maybe pepper and salt. You might want to put something more complex, but the more complex you put flavors that you put in your food, the less likely your little ones are going to be to eat it. They're not wild about a lot of spices. And you may have a picky husband, and he doesn't want all this wonderful concoction, right? And even though it's delicious, and he even says it's delicious, he doesn't want that every night. They just want something simple to eat, something to look forward to. So think about it. What all can you do with it? You can bake a chicken whole. You can make chicken in the crock pot. You can cook chicken in the oven. You can cook chicken in a pan. I wouldn't encourage you to deep fry chicken like Southern fried chicken because it's too much work, right? We're doing easy, quick meals. ever since TV came on with all these people who make menus and make recipes, it's made us think we have to do that or we're not the perfect person. You're going to be a good cook and your kids are going to love what you make, and it's going to be simple. So get your meats together. Can you cook beef? You can make beef in the oven. You can make beef in a pan. You can make beef on kebab on the grill outside. You can make a hamburger patty on the in a pan. You can use your Instant Pot if you're in a hurry to make something really delicious. You can make a stew. These are super, super easy ways to make beef. What else can you serve besides chicken and beef? How about pork chops? Pork loin chops, I saute those in a pan with salt and pepper. The same way I do fish. Tilapia last night, sauteed in olive oil and salt and pepper. That's it. Little Old Bay seasoning in the end because that's what my mother wanted. But generally just super simple. Okay, so get your meats down. Figure out how to do the meats. There's lots of other meats that you might enjoy in your household. You might like lamb chops. You might like a loin roast. Just make simple meats. Then let's go on to the starch. Keto people won't be eating starch, but maybe your children would like starch. Or if you're a paleo, you might only eat certain starches. But think about a simple starch. The simple starches are rice, white rice. If you don't know how to make white rice or brown rice, it takes 3 things: water, salt, and rice. And you have to learn how to measure it properly and how to cook it. Now, white rice, here's my trick. 1 scoop of rice to 2 scoops of water. So if it's a cup to 2 cups, a half a cup to a cup, doesn't matter. 1 to 2, twice as much water as rice. And then enough salt. So like a cup of rice, I put a teaspoon of salt because I want it to taste nice, not too salty. And you can stir your finger in the warm water. Taste it. Does it taste like salt water, like the ocean? Is it too salty? If it is, take some out. Put some fresh water in. You can adjust it. But the rice has no salt, so it's going to absorb, right? And put the lid on and turn it up and then let it boil, and then turn it down to low and put the lid on and let it cook slowly for 20 minutes till it absorbs all that water. Some people boil their rice in water and drain it. You just have to find a way that works for you. Your family may not like rice. Do you like potatoes? Mashed potatoes? You don't have to cheat on mashed potatoes. You can make delicious mashed potatoes. You peel a potato or 2. If they're the big russets, you save more time. Big giant ones. I can feed my parents and myself mashed potatoes from 1 big russet potato, right? Rice cooker, that's right. Rice cookers are great too, and you can make it in the Instant Pot too. But mashed potatoes, you see the recipes that say, okay, we're going to put sour cream, or we're going to put cream cheese, we're going to put half and half, we're going to put a lot of butter. Mashed potatoes, old-fashioned mashed potatoes, you boil the potato until when you put a fork in the little square, it kind of breaks apart. You drain it, you put a little bit of butter in it, mash it up with a masher, just a hand masher, mix in a little milk, make sure it's salted enough. Mashed potatoes, don't put too much milk, they'll get runny. Mashed potatoes, super easy. Okay, what other starches can we have? We're in a time now where we have all kind of crazy starches. Quinoa, we can have that. We can have sweet potatoes. I have one of those things that you put your potatoes in. It looks like a pot holder, but it's really designed to bake potatoes in the microwave. I love that. But you don't have to do that. You can rub your potatoes with some coconut oil and a little salt and pepper, put it on in a pan, and bake it in the oven. You just have to have enough time. You have to budget your time. Maybe it's 45 minutes for that to cook, right? But sweet potatoes, baked potatoes, you could have potatoes for dinner with toppings. So just think about all the different starches you would serve. Now, I'm sure I'm leaving something out, but I can't remember. Biscuits. In the South, we can make biscuits from our head. It's not hard. It's if you use flour, baking powder, salt, buttermilk, butter. Start with butter or Crisco. I like Crisco. I like butter. But anyway, or we used to make fritters, cornbread. There's lots of things you can make that are a starch that you can learn to make that, and it's not a big giant deal, and you don't need a recipe. Then let's go to vegetables. Now, we used to eat a lot of canned vegetables, and you may still do, but I prefer fresh vegetables. So guess what? Snapping green beans from the store, super easy. I just take a pair of kitchen scissors, cut the ends off both ends, put them in the water with some salt, cook them till they're the doneness that I like, and ta-da, green beans. But your kids might not like them like that. Little kids like soft, mushy stuff. So take yours out and cook theirs a little longer. The same for broccoli. You could do fresh broccoli, fresh cauliflower. You can use frozen vegetables. You'd be surprised what kids will eat if you pretend like it's not a big deal or go, oh, does he like it? Is he going to eat it? Well, no, he's not going to. You just say, here's your dinner. Hello, Kimmy. We're talking about food, Kimmy. Christina likes her George Foreman grill. It's quick and easy and it works for you. That's awesome. So just get some things going where you don't have to think about a recipe. So I would say, like, Kimmy makes a roast in her crock pot that takes a package of au jus gravy mix, it's just powder, and I think a package of, what is it, Kimmy? It's a ranch dressing mix and butter, I think. I may be wrong. I have to go look. But that's, Italian seasoning. That was what it is. And you just put it in, ranch, Italian seasoning, and the au jus. Put it in your crock pot, let it cook. It's delicious. That you don't need a recipe for that, right? Now, I did forget for a minute. Sometimes you might have to look for a second, but you don't need like giant, and a little water. You don't need giant books of stuff all over the place. But it doesn't hurt to save recipes and have them in a little book somewhere. But you don't need a recipe for everything you make, and everything doesn't have to require a sous chef to make it. That's how you start. When my kids were little, we barely had crock pots. I'm from, like a million years ago. But I made very simple meals like that. And then on Saturday, when I had a little more time, not usually Saturday, usually Sunday when I had a little more time, I'd make one or two recipes, things that were a little different or a little new or old-fashioned, like my macaroni and cheese from scratch or baked beans from scratch with delicious, stuff in it and bacon on the top and all that, but not on a weeknight, never ever. So what I'm trying to say to you is menus can be super easy, and if you have 20 to 25 go-to things that you can make, and it's like a wardrobe, it's like, okay, I'm going to choose one from the meats, one from the starches, one from the vegetables, right? And you might throw a salad in, or you could consider your salad your vegetable. That's what you'll get, and serve those very simply, and that's quick and easy, right? That's what I want you to do. But I don't want you to be experimenting during the week, because number one, when you do experiment, sometimes people don't like it. And see, Kimmy says she has 5 go-to meals that she makes all the time, so you don't have to think. Like, I know Kimmy can make her mother's Italian Christmas cookies from her head. She can make her mother's sweet yeast rolls from her head, but those are still more complex than you want to make on a normal day, right? So on a normal day, you can make things like, listen, my kids ate boxed macaroni and cheese. That was their starch. I might make a hamburger patty, not a hamburger with a bun and sliced tomatoes and onions and they wouldn't eat all that anyway. I would just make a hamburger patty, got served on the side, have a little ketchup and mustard next to it, some macaroni and cheese, and a can of green beans. Nowadays, I would make fresh green beans, and I can even make a really quick macaroni and cheese. But when the kids were little and I worked, that's what I did. And they loved it. Mommy was a great cook in their head, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you about that. Now, we're going to we'll talk about questions in a minute, but we're going to shift gears, because the other thing people keep asking me is, can you please give me some hacks for the morning routine? Well, let me tell you something. In my head, a hack is a shortcut, right? And like when we do our weekly home blessing hour, that's a hack to cleaning your house. It's a super hack, right? You're not deep cleaning, you're just getting it done quick and easy. Another reason that people ask for hacks is they think it'll make them want to do it more. Our routines are hacks. They're just real quick and easy little hacks. But one of the things that people have the biggest challenge with is when they first get up in the morning, they go straight to the kitchen. So they break the rule already. They go straight to the kitchen and make their coffee. They're starting at the end. They want the reward first, right? It's our inner child. We want our coffee. I do it too. Don't think I'm immune from this stuff. I do the same thing. I want my coffee. Larry wants his coffee. But when you have a family and you're trying to do things, You don't have time to go reward yourself yet. Let's wait. Maybe you're thirsty. More than likely you are. You've been sleeping for 8 hours and your body needs something to drink. Get yourself a bottle of water or a glass of water and then go straight back into the bathroom. Do your morning routine. Put your clothes on. Swipe out your sink. Swish your toilet. Go to the kitchen. Empty the dishwasher. Make your coffee. You're dressed, your makeup's on. Now you get to sit down and enjoy your coffee. You got about 5 minutes before the kids have to get up, right? I've been watching you. I have. No, I am you. I am you. And you can do this. You can do this. Okay. Yvonne says, I'm talking to her right now. She needs motivation for meal planning. Perfect timing. My husband and kiddos, thank you too. Oh, Larry Brewer, Mr. B said simple, clean food is his favorite. Kimmy plus Kat equal peace in my home. Lovemore says, y'all are sweet. Okay, so let's go to questions. So that's really all I have for a hack, because everything I give you is as a quote hack. It's a shortcut to getting where you want to be without killing yourself. You just have to learn to be patient and not expect it to all happen overnight. It's a process, just like I said yesterday about the flower opening, right? It's a process. All right, I'm open for questions. I have 81 of you on here. Let's see what you have to ask me. I'm sure I have at least 4 or 5 questions about either the morning routine hack or the food. Eva Lavasco, would you rearrange the routine order if your clothes closet is across the house from the master room? No littles to worry about waking up yet. I don't care where your clothes closet is. You're going to lay your clothes out the night before in the place that's convenient for you to get dressed. I personally put my clothes on a hook behind the door in the bathroom. I have 2 parents that I don't want to wake up in the morning here at this house. And I try to get up before them and do all kind of morning routine before they get up. So I understand being quiet. It hasn't been, I'm still doing that even though my children were little long ago. So that's my suggestion. Put your clothes in the bathroom because you're going to be in the bathroom. But it's your call. You just have to get it done, 25 minutes. Thank you for your question, Eva. Emanuela Lacatusa says, I wash by hand all the dishes. Okay, because you're a dishes diva, girl. That's perfectly all right. But in the morning, you don't wash dishes. Not until after dinner, after breakfast. In the morning, you just put your dishes that have been in the rack away. Okay, same principle. Style by Christina, I did the Blessing Home Hour this morning since I'm off today and I was busy working all week. Good, doesn't your house feel great? I know, I love it when I do that. Kimmy said, I noticed that when I pick my clothes out the night before, I'm less in hoodies, make you feel awake and more productive. That's right. I love Kimmy not in hoodies, don't I, Kimmy? You look so beautiful. Love more. Our floors creak like a haunted house, and I always wake the little ones. My husband is building us a new house, and that's one request, nice, quiet floors. Well, do you go into the bathroom in the morning? Does it make noise to get there? Can you go there as quickly as possible, as quietly as possible, and then you can stand in there and put your clothes on? But if you need to go across the house, I understand. Just whatever it takes, right? Thank you for your question, Lovemore. Amanda Whiting, I have I posted on the fridge with the menu of the week so I don't forget to pull meats out of the freezer. Me too. I have the same thing. Christina said, yes, her house does feel awesome. Hope, I'm here. I'm so late, but I was doing the 15-minute cleaning, and guess what I did? My morning routine, and my husband said, you look cute. Where are you going? I was looking forward to your love chat today. I think that's better than talking to me. You look cute. Where are you going? Isn't that awesome? Gosh, that gives me goosebumps, really. I don't know if you can see them, but I have them. So good. So good. Love it. Okay, let's see. Golly, guys, I'm sorry. Things just pop up. All of a sudden, 5 people ask a question at one time, and I lose your questions. Okay. Oh, happy birthday. Hope it's her 31st birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hope. Happy birthday to you and many more. Happy birthday, Hope. Lee, I am just starting, or Lee, on my holiday prep because I was out of town earlier, feeling behind. Do you recommend going back and doing the holiday missions I missed or start where we're at? I recommend that you go to the last 2 Saturdays, and on those 2 days I have a 5-day recap for the first 5 and second 5 days. Tomorrow there'll be a third 5. All the things we do are teeny, teeny, teeny. It's just that it'll feel heavier when you have to do all 5 at once. I like you to be able to have time to absorb each thing. So if you can go forward after you catch up as best you can, then just go forward with it, okay? Good question. Thank you for that question, Lise. Marielle Forrest, I love improvising when I cook. It makes it different, and we don't get bored eating the same food all the time. Simple is better. I agree. Marty Watson, my sister. My clothes choice depends on what's in my calendar the night before. That's right, Marty. Good job. Crystal Ott, I have to use a laundromat. How would you schedule laundry? On one day. I would schedule it on one day because all your laundry can wash at the same time. All your laundry can dry at the same time. Unfortunately, you have to fold it and or hang it all up at the same time and go put it away. But I would just do it once a week. That's how I used to do it when I had to use the laundromat. Sometimes you might have to go twice, but if it's just you or just you and your hubby or just you and one child, I'd say once a week. Okay. Let's see. What did I miss? What did I miss? You girls are just so verbose, and I love it. Oh my goodness, girls, so many things. Okay, Crystal Ott uses a laundromat. That's where I was. Tina Randall, I'm up at 5 and I don't want to wake my husband, so I put my clothes in the bathroom as part of my before bed routine. Me too. I love that idea. Nina Kioski, happy birthday. That's to our little happy birthday girl. Emanuela, I cook twice a day, different meals for 15 years. You're in my territory. Good. And you're in Italy, so I'm wondering what kind of wonderful things you must be making that seem simple to you. Denise Latimer, happy birthday to Hope. Mr. B, Kimmy can still rock a hoodie. Yes, she can. Style by Christina. I get ready in my guest room when I go to work early since my family's sleeping. Good idea. Happy birthday, Hope, from 2 Marbles. Kathy Whitaker's giving little happy birthday hats. Okay, Hope, you're getting lots of love from Christina and Donna. There you are. You're very welcome. Rachel McGee, meal plan for this week and next is scrapped. Bunch of sick family recovering. No time for farmer's market or beef pork. Stuck trying to make my tummy easy meals with what I have. Any suggestions? Depends on what you're sick with. You know, if you're sick with a torn up stomach, that would be diarrhea. You might want to stay away from all fats and heavy foods. If you're sick to your stomach and throwing up, then maybe something simple like a chicken soup. You know, everybody thinks sick foods are different too. I was raised on chicken noodle soup out of the can, saltine crackers, and Jell-O. That feels like sick food to me, only I make my chicken noodle soup from scratch now. But that's what I had when I was sick. So everybody's different. I've heard all kind of things. Just saltine crackers and ginger ale. It depends on what's going on and who's sick. And if it's just one of your kids or if it's you, it makes a difference, okay? If you all have any ideas for her, let her know. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up with all these questions. Let me just go down here to the bottom and go backwards. Yes, Emanuela said rice is good for diarrhea. Mom to teens and trips. To 2 teens and triplets? Oh my goodness. Chevy, laundry. If you have room, use a family closet. The laundry room is my favorite room. Only place I feel I have control. That's funny. Sandra Davis, suggestion, get people to put question at the start of their question to make it easier to find. Sandra, you're wonderful. Put question in front of your question to make it easier to find, or even a question mark in the beginning of your question. That would be good. And then when y'all are talking to each other, I won't have to waste your time reading all those. Elise Lee, would you share some tips on making sure we get to bed on time so we can have a great morning? I think that's what holds me back in the morning routine piece. I think you talked about it before, but yes, Liz, I do talk about it a lot. In fact, I think I talked about it yesterday, but I forget to. The thing you want to do is make sure in your before bed routine that you determine what you have to do the next day and what time that means you have to get up. So if you had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, then you need to be laying your head in your bed and stretching out and pulling the covers up at 10 at night. And it's hard because your inner child thinks, oh, I want to do things. And I know, and you know what? Kimmy can confirm this. she's told me before that she gets her second wind late at night, and then she's so exhausted the next day. And I said, you're not getting a second wind. It's an adrenaline rush to try to keep your body going. And that's why you're so exhausted, because adrenaline rushes make you exhausted afterwards. It's better to go to sleep and do something tomorrow, because if you try to do it at 2 in the morning, it's not going to be quality work, right? And the next day, what you thought looked great won't look so great in the morning. Or you'll forget what you were doing or whatever, because your mind's not straight. It's really important. And in the beginning, it's hard. You're welcome. You're welcome, Kimmy. In the beginning, it's hard, isn't it, Kimmy? It's hard to go to bed on time. But when you start getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning in this example, day after day, it'll get easier and easier to go to sleep on time. Okay, Tina Randall, tip. It's just my husband and myself now, so we cook meals for 4 to 6 and freeze the remainder in 2-person serving sizes. Makes for easy meal planning. I agree. I do a little bit of that myself with my husband and myself. But at my parents' house, there's 3 of us, so we just have a little bit left over for lunch the next day sometimes. 2 marbles. I think that goes away as you age, or at least become a woman of a certain age. I don't know what goes away. Something she's commenting on. Oh, the second wind thing, yeah. Do cream soups freeze okay? I don't know. I never froze a cream soup. I would think they would. It's just, when you cream something, it's just a fat and a starch that goes together with the fluid, right? I don't think that would be a problem. Eva Lavasco, tip. I use the sleepy time bedtime calculator to tell me when I need to sleep. You go to bed 15 minutes before the time gives you. That's a good one. Hope has question in front of hers. Thank you, Hope. You have a routine video on packing for road trips? I do have one somewhere. I'll have to dig for it and put it in a link below, okay? Mom to teens and trips question. How do you keep up with the leftovers? I can never remember what is still good. Stuff gets thrown away because me or hubby are not sure. Are you talking about frozen or in the refrigerator? I'm going to give you 2 answers. I keep a list on the top of my freezer in the garage of everything that's in the freezer, right? And I keep all the leftovers in one part of the freezer. We do the same thing here at my mother's house. We keep all the leftovers that we've frozen in one part. In the refrigerator, every week, on the day before you go shopping, you go through your refrigerator. So you've done it last week, you're doing it every week, and you're going to determine whether or not leftovers are good. I personally don't enjoy most, not all, most leftovers after 3 days. After 3 days, they just don't taste right. But some things do. Some things last a long, like ham lasts longer than 3 days. But like a little casserole will taste weird after 3 days to me. So that's how we do it. How long does the freezer meal last in the freezer? 3 months usually at the most for leftovers. 3 months at the most. So I date my leftovers, put it right on top, and I try to look and see what I've got in there for what I want to use. Now my sisters and I here at this house, we each work for 1 week and then we're off for 2 weeks. So we reuse our own stuff like every 3rd week. So if I put something in the freezer, I won't, and my sister puts something in the freezer, I know that that food she put in isn't mine. So I use the ones that I made 3 weeks ago, and it's been 3 weeks and it's good enough to use. So that's how we do it here. But it's going to depend on what you want to do. But do date them, okay? All right. I think we're running out of questions. Let me go back and see if I've missed anything. Dry erase markers on containers. Dry erase markers on containers. In the refrigerator, good idea. Or even wet. You know what a wet erase marker is? You can write with it and then it wipes off with water. So I don't know how that works in the refrigerator. You know what we do? We just put a piece of tape on the container and write on the tape. Like I bought a bottle of buttermilk, and it looks just like the bottle of half and half. So we put some tape down the side, and I wrote in permanent marker buttermilk, so we can easily see that was buttermilk. Okay. Luba says, I used to work in a cafeteria kitchen, and we used to put the date on the plastic wrap, but for some reason, I don't do it at home. Well, what is that reason? You just forgot, and now you remembered? Maybe. Okay. How long does it? Okay. I think I've covered a lot of these. I may have missed some other questions. Okay, if you have any more questions, go ahead and put them on now. And if I missed it before, and I'll try to see it again. And put question in front of it, okay? Here's a comment from Leslie. Tina, that's amazing. Mom to Teen Trips said, I will try different markers. Whatever hubby used wouldn't wash off. Oh, that would be a permanent marker. Yeah, but you might want to put, you know, like I said, just a piece of Scotch tape. Just turn the edge under. My sister reminded me of this the other day, so you can pull it off without having to do that, you know? All right. All right, so I'm waiting. We've got 100 people on here, 32 thumbs up. Now, this is toward the end, so if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. It makes a big difference to me. And also on the videos that you watch later, if you enjoy it, please remember to do a thumbs up on there because I can see, wow, that was a really good topic, okay? Raising Up Jules, welcome to our late party. That's okay, you can watch us again, okay? All right, I think we're up. Time's up, I guess. Freezer tape on both fridge and freezer with info. Nancy Snyder. Well, imagine that, freezer tape. Hard to keep up with stuff in fridge when 5 other people are using it. That's Mom to Twins and Trips. Yeah, I imagine. So I would just say this shelf is our leftover shelf, or this half of the shelf is the leftover shelf, or try not to make leftovers too much. My mother said this morning, are there any grits left over from when we had the fish? Because I'd like some for breakfast. And I said, no, because I cook exactly what we need. I try not to make leftovers. And I said, I'll be happy to make you some more grits. She said, no, I really like leftover grits. So next time I'll make her a little extra. All right, let's see. Cassandra Batchelor. Woohoo, I caught you for the first time. Well, welcome, Cassandra. So glad you've been here on our chat. Missy Miller, 3 months in, and I'm exhibiting some odd behaviors. Taking an old toothbrush into the shower to scrub a few grout lines. I love the key word there, a few. Good girl. Emanuela Lakatusu, I cook and we eat everything, so no leftovers for her. Luba with Lesnick Studio, Missy Miller, laughing at you. Mr. B welcomed you, Cassandra. Kimmy said, I try not to make a lot to cut out on leftovers unless Derek requests it to take it to work. Yeah, me too. I really try to make just the right amount. It's not always, I always think people overestimate what you're going to eat, you know? So try and just get familiar with what you're making over and over again and you'll know. Marty Watson says that she's laughing at Missy. That's my sister. Eva Lavasco, leftover grits are the best. Well, that's true. Mom to Teens and Trips, hubby wants the leftovers for lunch. Then my suggestion is pack his lunch right after dinner before you even clean up the pots and pans. That's his lunch. And then nobody touches that, and he knows he can take that tomorrow or the next day, all right? Raising Up Jules, have a leftover shelf with homeschooling and food allergies. We have leftovers for lunch the next day. Perfect. Cassandra said, thank you. Marty said, we tend to overeat, and when there should have been leftovers. Oops. Sandra Davis, me and hubby are counting calories to lose weight, so there are never any leftovers. Tina Randall, tip, denture brushes make great detail cleaners. Awesome. But that's only when you're in your zone, right? Because we only detail in the zone. We don't detail on a daily basis because then that's when we start going crazy, right? I hope that's what you mean. Mama Irma, I am a food training my 4 and 2-year-old and make them eat their portion. It is not always easy. Yep, food training. People don't even think about that anymore, but it's true. You do it. It's very peaceful, food training is, and very uplifting and, you know, encouraging, but it's still food training, so good for you. Mom to Teens and Trips, thank you for the encouragement. First time on live. We're so happy to have you here. Next time when you have a title like Moms to Teens and Trips, please put your name in so I can call you by name. I love to do that. Missy Miller, I set aside my lunch even before serving dinner. Yeah, that's another great way. That way they won't eat your lunch. Emanuela, why Mr. B doesn't say hi to me? He says hi to everyone else. Larry, please say hi to Emanuela. You've hurt her feelings. Lisa. Okay, Mom to Teens and Trips is Lisa. Hi, Lisa. I won't remember next time just because of the volume of people, but I will be happy to call you by your name if you stick it in there. I just happen to remember Luba as Lesnick Studio for some reason, unless I'm wrong, unless I've been calling you the wrong name the whole time. The whole meal planning is such a struggle. I cook twice a day. Yeah, it's not a struggle. It might be a struggle for you, but I'll tell you what's real. What's real is what you believe. And so sometimes you just have to change what's going on up here and say some different words like, wow, I love to cook. It's such a breeze. I cook simple meals for my family. Start saying those positive things instead of it's a challenge, and it'll change, okay? It will, I promise. I promise. Not fussing at you either. I just want that for you. Steliuk, making dinner right now, was about to make extra for leftovers, but you've just made me realize I actually won't be likely to eat them, cutting down the size. Thank you, Esther in Glasgow, Scotland. That's awesome. What are you making, Esther? I'm anxious to know. Emanuela gave us a little smile. Mr. B is awesome, Christina said. Mr. B, did you tell her hello? I didn't see it. Sometimes these things are delayed. Let's see. Mandy R, I can't get up before my kids without waking them up early, trying my absolute best to be super quiet. I ended up having them up 2 hours too early this morning. Any suggestions? You've got light sleepers, huh? Do your kids sleep in the bedroom with you? I'm waiting to see your answer on that. Okay. Leslie loves that. Zara Masterton, first time watching, so interesting. So glad to have you, Zara. If it's your first time watching, so glad to have you. And if it's your first time at all, I recommend going to watch a video called How to Do the Flylady System for Newbies on my homepage, and a lot of the things we talk about will make sense. We welcome you. Kat's channel is a blessing. That's from Hope. That's so sweet. And that was to Mom to twins and triplets. That's to Lisa. All right, let's see. Chili. Steliak likes chili. Chili's easy too. Chili is real easy, especially in the crock pot. Thank you, Hope. I've been watching for a while, really enjoying it, you guys. So happy I found you. Your channel is a blessing. Marty's talking to Luba. She says, Lesnick, do you follow a menu plan? I place items on the counter for dinner in the morning. Yes, me too, Marty. Eva Lavasco, welcome, Zara. We're loving you. Mandy R, one does, but the earlier waker has his own room. Okay. So it's not uncommon that children who sleep in the room with you wake up when you wake up. It's also not uncommon to have one outlier who just wakes up early. My oldest daughter, Karen, woke up early. I would really try to at least get 10 minutes before she woke up. But she was an early riser, and sometimes you just have to park them in the corner with a bowl of cereal and get your stuff done. And say, Mommy would rather you stay in bed with your snuggle bug. Why don't you have a glass of water and go lay back, go potty, get a glass of water, and get back in bed. It's too early to get up. You know, remember, you're the mom. You're in control. But if it's later and you've, thought they were going to sleep till 7 and it's 6:45, then, put them at the table. Just give them a bowl of cereal and say, Mommy's working. You got up a little bit too early, so you sit right here and eat your breakfast or whatever. Luba, I've been trying to make a menu routine plan for years and have not gotten it. I don't even know why. Well, that's okay. You're probably making it too hard for yourself. Rosie Perla, Kat, when do you cook? What time? At my parents' house, I cook at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because they eat at 4:30. But today, I have a plan. I'm making pork chops, cooked cabbage, and sweet potatoes. And so I'm going to make the cabbage earlier in the day and just have it so I can warm it up. And I'm going to make the sweet potatoes earlier in the day. And then I'm going to cook their fresh pork chops. So I'm going to cook those at about 4 o'clock. They just take a few minutes. I just put them in some olive oil, salt, and pepper in a pan. Once they're done, I'll wash the pan and warm up the rest of the food and serve dinner. That's my plan. Now at home for Larry and I, we try to eat by 6 o'clock. He doesn't like to eat really late, me either. We like to go to sleep without having too much food in our stomach. Makes us feel better. But we do have a few little snacks sometimes later. About 6. So we cook at 5:30. I cook at 5:30. Rosie Perla, that was that question. Okay, Christina, my daughter is 16 and she has her own morning and nighttime routine. That's awesome, Rosie. That's very awesome. Marty, Kat, I liked your idea on the previous video that school children get dinner when they get home and then snack later. Yeah, that's a great idea. Not right away, but early. Feed your children early. Because what happens is if you feed your children at 8 o'clock at night or 7:30 at night and then they have to go to bed at 8, they're not going to eat because they've had to snack because they were starving, because they're hungry. Little kids have tiny tummies. even big kids will fill up on junk or sandwiches or whatever. So it's a good idea to get their really good meal in, like Kimmy does. Cook your meal early and then feed them when they come home, or no, not long after. Teens, yes, teens. We have been there, done that, and it'll be all over soon. Enjoy it. Okay. My kids almost always eat cold. With kids, I almost always eat cold. No, 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 no. That is not loving yourself. Would you feed your children cold food? Don't feed yourself cold food. Warm it up. Warm it up. Don't feed yourself cold food. That's not loving yourself. Not fussing at you, but I just want you to understand that you need to love yourself. Cold food does not make you feel happy. See, you're telling me about it, so I know that means you don't feel good about that. So warm up your food. Take time to feed yourself. Take time to chew the food. Take time to enjoy the taste, right? Okay. It's fine to eat dinner early no matter with what Frank Sinatra says about it. That's Sandra Davis. Oh, girls. Kat, what can I do with a baby crying every time I leave him? Rosie Perla. How old is your baby, Rosie? I'll answer that question when you give me the answer. Bestini. Hello, greetings from Finland. Hello, Bestini. Oksana. Hey, guys. Put some thumbs up, please. There are 111 of us on here and only 6 thumbs up. Let's help this cool channel. I think you meant there's 59 thumbs up that I see. So, but yeah, thanks for the shout out. That's awesome, Oksana. Marty's laughing. Ma'am tag, yes, I will. Good girl. 8 months old. Okay. Let me tell you, my grandmother kept infants for the Catholic Charities. She kept over 600 or 800 infants in her lifetime. And she told me that there's some things you need to know about babies. Number 1, when they're asleep in an awkward position, don't touch them. They're comfortable. Leave them alone. And what looks awkward to you isn't awkward to a baby because they have soft bones and things and they can sleep. Number 2, she said that every child has a cry time, and most of the time it's between 4:30 and 5 in the afternoon, and they do that because they've had frustration all day long. You know, they can't roll over, or they can't stand up, or their teeth are coming in, or you know, they can't communicate. Boy, those planes, I got to go out there and watch those. And so she said, let the child cry at 4:30 to 5 o'clock at night. Let them have their cry time. They're releasing that pent-up anxiety, and they'll feel better, and you don't have to worry that anything's wrong with them. It's just what they do. And this is a woman who has lots and lots of experience. Other times children cry because you've held them. It doesn't mean they're spoiled. It's just they're used to being constantly entertained. Just like you have to train a child to sleep, they have to learn how to self-soothe. They have to learn how to self-entertain or self-play. So if you know your child isn't hungry and isn't wet, and their little gums have been rubbed and they're not teething, you know, whatever it is, if it's not they don't have diarrhea or fever, it's fine to let them cry for a little bit. It won't kill them, and it won't kill you. You can't take it personally. Okay? All right. 2 Marble said, oh, that's so true. I called it the crazy hour right before my husband got home from work. Yeah, it's when you're trying to make dinner. I remember nursing a baby and stirring a pot, and she was still screaming. She wouldn't nurse. She was just screaming because she had anxiety. Not anxiety, frustration. They're just like, oh, I got to get this out. Mike's quiz girl. My baby cries when I put her down too. I just have to let her cry in order to get things done, as long as I know she's clean and fed. That's absolutely right. So Rosie, I hope that helps you. All right, girls, it's been 48 minutes. Gabrielle says pizza, pizza, pizza. She wants pizza. Her kids want pizza. It's been such a pleasure talking to you. Again, I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy it. I'm going to go out and see if I can catch some videos of these planes before they stop their show. I want you to know that you are beautiful, and it's just such a pleasure to talk to you every day. It energizes me, and it makes me feel loved, and I hope you feel loved too. I'll see you soon. Don't forget the thumbs up. Don't forget to watch the morning videos. Don't forget to watch the Cruising Through the Holiday videos, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Mwah.